Welcome back, guys, to the MFL today, episode 48, and it is almost playoff time. We have one more week until we get there, but first, let's go back over week number 6. So, in week number 6, we saw Newman go into Long Beach and take care of the Rams 48-31. Newman threw for over 300 yards in that ball game. And then Springfield just pulled out a win over the Long Beach Raiders. And then our last game of the week, which was pretty controversial, was Riverside and Summer City. Riverside winning that game 36-31 to improve to 5-0, and they're now one win away from being the first team since Newman in season 13 to go unbeaten through the regular season. And so now that brings us over to week number 7. So here's what you need to know about the playoff scenarios. Okay, first off, the Long Beach Raiders have a bye; they're out of playoff contention, so that doesn't really matter. Mitchell City will visit Riverside. The winner of that game will be the 1 seed. That's simple. Now, if Mitchell City loses, if Mitchell City loses and then Newman beats Springfield, then Newman would actually be the 2nd seed, and Mitchell City would be the 3rd seed. But really, all that matters is the matchups because we're having neutral site playoff games. So again, Mitchell City visiting Riverside. Riverside looking for actually a good deal of history. Again, first team since Newman in season 13 to go unbeaten. They would be through the regular season at least. They would only be the 2nd team. Newman's the only one to do it. It would be the 4th time it has ever happened. If they also win, they would be the 1 seed, which no one other than Newman, Mindbake, East Mindbake, and Metro City has ever been the number 1 seed in the league. And then if they win, they will win their 20th career game, becoming only the 7th team to ever do it, joining Newman, Mindbake, East Mindbake, Springfield, Metro City, and Summer City as the only teams to ever win 20 games. And they would actually be the 3rd fastest team to ever do it, as it would only take them 34 games. Which is actually kind of surprising considering them, but they actually have been one of the better teams throughout the last couple of seasons. Mitchell City is the fastest they did in 28 games. Mindbake's the 2nd fastest they did in 30 games. So if Riverside wins, it would be number 34. And they would be faster than Summer City, who took 51 games. Springfield, it took 46. Newman, it took 43. And East Mindbake, it took 39. So a lot of history on tap for Riverside later tonight, as that should be 6:30. I think that should be a 6:30 kickoff. Newman and Springfield will meet up. Newman leads that all-time series 13-6, 9-2, and Newman looking for their 10th win against the Wildcats in Newman. Newman is also looking for their 100th career victory. As if they win, they have 100 wins most all time. Not much to be said there. It's Newman and Springfield, classic rivalry. And then here's where it gets interesting. So the Long Beach Rams will visit the Summer City Giants. Okay, so here's where we stand. If Newman wins, they're in the playoffs. If Newman wins, they're going to be in the playoffs as either the 3 or the 2 seed. Now, if they lose, if they lose, so if Springfield beats Newman, Springfield will go to the playoffs. But Summer City would have to lose for Newman to go to the playoffs. Summer City's 2-4. Springfield, my bad. Not 2-4. Summer City's 2-3. Summer City's 2-3. Springfield's 2-3. So, if they end up being tied, so they both lose, then it's gonna be chaos. We don't know exactly what we would do, because if we went the true tiebreak would be point differential. Well, actually, it would be a three-way tiebreaker between Summer City, Long Beach, and Springfield. And so what would happen would be if there's a three-way tie, the first tiebreaker is you take the three teams, what is the record versus each other? Well, in their case, it would be all tied at 1-1. Then we go to point differential. And in point differential, as it stands right now, Springfield would be in if it's a 2-4 tie. But Summer City beat them. So you can make the exception that, well, Summer City beat them, so they should get in and not go through with the tiebreaker. So if that's the scenario, then we might end up having to go to a playing game tomorrow. Now, they can both lose. Now, what can happen is if Springfield loses, we'll update you guys with the point differential. And so there would have to be a certain amount of points that Summer City could lose by, where they would still have a better point differential than Springfield. Or if they both win, they both get into the playoffs. It's simple. Again, we'll update you guys there. So, again, guys, that's actually pretty much it. Should be some pretty good games. Coming up right now, in about 8 minutes, we should have Springfield and Newman. And then following that at about 5:45. Yeah, at 5:45 we should have the Long Beach Rams visiting the Summer City Giants, and then at 6:30 we will have the Metro City Rays visiting the Riverside Titans as the Titans look to make history.